Hello, hello, what's up? This is alertwolf here. Gonna bring you another review from Young Justice, Season 2, which is Invasion, Episode 10. It's called Before the Dawn. Now, before I get into the review, let me just talk a little bit about what happened with DC Nation this week. So, for those of you guys at home were wondering, yes, Cartoon Network did not air, excuse me, a little stuffy, did not air any of the DC Nation stuff this week. Although the 2 episodes were put out on iTunes, it was not aired. And then from what I saw on Wikipedia, it's not going to be aired until January, which is a big what the fuck to everybody else, because to everybody at home, because you know, they just released the premiere episode for each show. It's only been 3 or 4 episodes. Hell, technically these episodes haven't even been aired yet. And so I don't know. Now I have to wait till January. So you're not going to see it. Originally I was going to do this video and it was just going to be you know, it was just going to be a video saying I wasn't going to review things till January. But at least you're getting this out now. And that's thanks to a YouTuber out there, DC Nation Videos. This person puts up all the episodes, and they must have bought it off of iTunes, or found the free download of it, and was able to put it up so we could all watch and enjoy, and so I could rate. Literally, he put up Young Justice first, and then he put up Green Lantern. So I actually saw Young Justice first and Green Lantern first, but you know what? I was gonna put, you know, this review out on the internet first. I think I'll just, because I'm used to Green Lantern going first, I'll still put it out the right way. But all right, that being said, let's just jump right into the episode. Basically, it starts off in a dream sequence, and it's a flashback, and we get to see how the Blue Beetle gets the Scarab. And basically, he's on a skateboard at night, going past a laboratory. The old Blue Beetle's laboratory. It explodes. The Scarab is thrown off. His shirt gets blown off. You know, he gets knocked down too. And when he looks at the Scarab, it jumps on his arm and crawls on him and attaches to his back and initiates the armor. And so that's how he gets the Scarab. So that's pretty cool. You know, we get some background stuff. I mean, like I said, Blue Beetle is one of my favorite, you know, Teen Titan type characters. So on this show, I really do like anything with the Blue Beetle in it. And as it turns out, this whole season is plot heavy with Blue Beetle stuff. So I loved it. He wakes up. He's inside the his Scarab wakes him up. He's inside a chamber. He tries to activate the armor. It wouldn't work. And what we get is some talking from the aliens. And basically what it is they're wondering why the Blue Beetle's programming isn't working right. And the chief scientist in charge says, listen, you know, she was talking to her superior, and he's like, just reboot him. And she's like, no, I don't want to reboot him until I know what caused the problem, so this won't happen again. And he's like, whatever, proceed. And so next you see Kaldor talking to a member of the Reach. And that's right, the villains in this... Oh, and I forgot. The person she was talking to, we get the Black Beetle. Great. You know, the Black Beetle's introduction into the series. And the aliens are the Reach, the people who created the Scarabs. And that is cool stuff. Excuse me, sorry again. Very got the allergies. You know, changing of season. It's getting to me. But so that's cool stuff. So then we see and I was wrong. I thought it was going to be Darkseid or somebody, but it turns out the villains in this arc is the Reach. So that's pretty cool, because they didn't go with your standard space villain. But you know, so then you have Kaldor outside talking to a member of the Reach. He's explaining the purpose of a metagene, and what it does is, it's the ability in some humans to adapt to situations by developing abilities to counter it. Basically, superpowers. And you go into the lab, one of the labs anyway, and he's talking to they end up explaining things to Caldor, and he's talking to the scientist chick, the alien scientist chick, and basically she explains to him, and he pretty much gets that they're trying to weaponize the metagene. And that's pretty cool. So she shows them people who don't have an active metagene, they're experimenting on them. Then they show you people who do, and then afterwards, he walks out and he's like, "Hey, where's Blue Beetle?" And then the Reach dude is like, "Listen, the Blue Beetle is, he's not. Is he in the third lab?" And he's like, "Listen, the Blue Beetle's not your concern, or the concern of your masters of light. He is of the Reach, because he's their emissary. Basically, he was their advanced guard." So then we go. He's like, "What can we expect? More shipments of fresh meat, basically." And he's like, my right hand man basically is on it right now." And so then we flash to that scene, which is Artemis in disguise. She has a bunch of people penned up at a dock, and watching is Robin and Batgirl in disguises, and they're looking to infiltrate and get themselves inside the pen, basically. And that's what goes on. They under the orders of Nightwing, they infiltrate. They're not alone. They're with Bumblebee. They infiltrate the pen. They tell them, "Hey, listen, we're gonna help get you guys out of here, but just not yet. Just sit tight." And they're like, "Really? How?" And then you see Bumblebee go in. And they're like, "Oh, okay." And then they follow. They get put into the transport, put in the tubes. Interesting to note that they weren't sedated before going in the tubes. Usually these people get knocked out, but whatever. They get transported, into the undersea base, and they follow in Magan's ship, which is invisible. So they follow. It's funny because you have Wonder Girl questioning Nightwing, like, "Hey, how did you know this is where Lagans is being held? Is where they're going? How did you even know about this area and what's going on? Where did you get the intel?" He's like, "Oh, Aquaman did it." So even his subordinates are starting to question on some of the things that are going down, even ever so lightly. So they get to the base. Miss Martian sneaks onto the, phase shift and invisible her way into the base too. She makes her way to one laboratory and finds Impulse and Beast Boy. Then Robin and Batgirl say they're in an area with everybody else that's been missing, with the exception of the Blue Beetle. They even note that Shimmer, supervillain, is there too, being experimented on. So, then there's a debate on whether or not should they act now or should they wait because they don't know where Blue Beetle is. Nightwing says, "No, go, let's do it, save everybody." So, and during this, we get one more, while Blue Beetle's sleeping, we get one more, like, flashback scene. He's riding, with his best friend, skateboards, and he wakes up to alien chatter. Well, at first she frees everybody. Everybody gets freed, and they start to escape. And then we get that Blue Beetle scene, and he wakes up to the alien chatter. The Scarab translates. What's cool in this scene is, even though she's being translated, and the jabbering that she does, her language the volume gets lowered, but you can still hear it for a little while, and I think that's pretty cool. It's a cool touch, because she's like speaking over it. So then they pretty much, what's going down is the Black Beetle wants this taken care of, and she can't figure out why he's messed up, but she may have to reboot. Now, by rebooting or remoting, this is gonna kill the Blue Beetle. And then he's like, but there's plenty of meat here to give it to a new person. Like, it's not hard. So I dig that. I dig that to these people, we're all just meat to be played with. So I like that. I like that reference to us. All right, and so Blue Beetle now realizes he's in a lot of trouble because they're gonna kill him. All right, so now you have everybody's trying to escape. Impulse is looking for the Blue Beetle. He's awesome. He's running so fast that he's vibrating through stuff, like walls aren't even an issue for him, and I dig that. I dig how good Impulse is. So finally, we get Impulse finding where the laboratory that has him. The scientist chick is there. The alien scientist chick is there. He knocks out the chick. He removes the probes that are electrocuting him, and he gets him out of there. And as he's walking, he's trying to get him out, and he's trying to walk with him away. And then we have a scene where basically you have Beast Boy and Magan. She's so Miss Martian. She's looking for, they're trying to make the way to the exit. They run into Kaldor, aka Aqua Boy or Aqua Lad, not Aqua Boy, and so she's pissed because he supposedly killed Artemis, as far as she knows. So she goes to mind rape him, and then they flash over. They're getting everybody off onto the ship, and then the Black Beetle arrives. He closes the door to the ship, and he closes the room in, and he's like, I'm gonna mess you guys up. And Wonder Girl actually names him the Black Beetle. She's like, Black Beetle, I'm taking you down. You're outnumbered. And he just starts cracking up. And then Bumblebee's like, oh, that's not a good sign. And so then the fight between the metahumans and superheroes that are there and the Black Beetle. So that goes down. Then we get a flash of the Blue Beetle and Impulse. He explains to him that the reason why he's being that his reason for coming to the future was to stop the Blue Beetle from turning bad and being the worst, the overseer of Earth, basically, in its enslavement and the apocalypse of the Reach. So that was one of the reasons. That's why he wanted to befriend him. And you know what? I will say this. Considering this guy is your overseer and whatnot, and a slave master, the fact that you would go back in time and be like, hey man, this kid is a cool kid, I'm going to stop, I'm going to be friends with him as a way to keep him from going to the dark side, bro. That's a great, that's a great thing. I don't think most people could do that. I mean, I don't think somebody could go to a tyrant that murders and whatever and goes to him when he's innocent and keeps it up on the straight and narrow and befriends him. So that is interesting, and I dig it. And that it's a hard thing to do. And he really doesn't have hate towards him because he understands how things work. So that's cool. Then you have, then you go back and it's basically Miss Martian is mind fucking and shredding the mind of Kaldor, and she's just going in there for the kill because she's like, fuck you, dude. But as she's ripping out his memories and leaving him a vegetable, she finds out the truth, which is he's been undercover this whole time and he didn't kill anybody, and basically she leaves him fucked up, and this sends her into shock. And then what's her face gets there, Artemis, and she goes into Artemis's mind, and Artemis is like, my God, what did you do? You just lobotomized one of our friends. I mean, great. She's like, I thought he had killed you. I thought he deserved it, and next Beast Boy tries to attack, and then they escape, and now they're headed now we go back into the battlefield of the Blue Beetle, or the Black Beetle, and he's trouncing people. He's just messing everybody up. He takes out Superboy, he takes out Robin, and he is just beating everybody. Black Beetle for the motherfucking win. He's just doing it. And he's taking everybody out, yeah. And Dick Grayson there can't help Nightwing because he's trapped on his side. Now, interesting to note, one of the human teens that were captured kind of reminds me of Static, and he doesn't do anything, right? Because he doesn't have superpowers, I guess. But it kind of looks like him, you know? And his colors are similar in what he was wearing. But they show him a few times in the battle, specifically his reactions, and he's scared shitless, obviously. And when everybody starts to get knocked out, in the end, it's just like Batgirl, Wonder Girl, and this kid who's still not knocked out yet. Interesting to note, the supervillain chick was fighting on the side of Black Beetle when she woke up. So that's funny, you know, because she doesn't know. And then, so Beast Boy and Magat arrive to try to save the day. Magat is still in shock over what she's done. And he's like, Beast Boy's like, phase through the wall. And she's like, I can't, how do I do that? Like, she's in that much, like, she's broken right now. She's not there. And he's like, you know, phase shift. And she goes, oh, okay. So she phase shift and through the wall to get inside. And right at that point, Black Beetle had Wonder Girl, one of the only people left standing, against the wall, and he touches it because he has control with this technology over the ship, and he basically he closes, he shifts the density so that she's now being impacted, and she gets knocked out because she couldn't handle the phase difference. Maybe if she was in top form, but she's not right now. So, and then we see a very violent scene of female beating here because he's like, don't worry, I could talking to Wonder Girl, I could put you through the wall too, halfway, baby. And he just starts smashing her against the wall, like hard, like bam, 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 for like 2 minutes. Like, this goes on. He's just beating the shit out of her, you know. And one thing that bothers me, okay, she's one of the only people left standing in the battle, but she should be tougher. I'm sorry, she's Wonder Girl. I digged her character back in the old DCU, and in the new DCU, okay, fine, but it's a little different. But she should be stronger. She's fucking Wonder Girl. She should be a little stronger. All right, so Blue Beetle and Impulse get there. They open the door. The Blue Beetle, Impulse, and Beast Boy go on the attack. Blue Beetle versus Black Beetle, and Blue Beetle has to go into autopilot mode because he is not well enough to fight back, and it's a pretty much even battle between the two of them, and they just go at it. Then they start evacuating everybody to the ship. At the same time, Shimmer, see, she'd been fucked with and given superpowers because she had touched the wall and it dissolved, letting in the water, which is a surprise to her. So who knows what these other teens, if their powers have been activated yet. So that's something to look forward to. And maybe, you know, maybe I was right. Maybe that dude is Static, and that's how they're going to explain his origin, instead of the Big Bang gas situation. But whatever. So, and Static, also one of my favorite young characters. So if they toss him in the series, I'd be Static. Ha ha ha! There, see what I did there. Alright, anyways, enough of me being corny. Oh man, this video is getting long. But they're fighting to a standstill. The water's getting in. They have to close it up. They close it up, leaving the Blue Beetle behind. The Blue Beetle and the Black Beetle fight. The ship tries to get away. The Blue Beetle gets sucked outside. Lagoon saves him as they're shooting at him, and then they go. And then the episode ends with basically they're talking. It's Dick Grayson is informing what's left of the Justice League, Aquaman and Captain Atom, what's going on. They know who the aliens are. They know what their plan is. It's no longer a secret invasion, and let's go public with it. He's like, you're too late. They went public, and they met with the UN and shit, and that Godfrey, that douchebag, is endorsing them, and he's like, "That's all right now. We know who they are and where they're at, so we know what we're in for." And then what you don't see is they assumed there was one ship, but in the trench there underwater, there was many ships, and this is how the episode ends. And that's it. So what did I think of this episode? All in all, I'd give this episode a 4. It was a great episode. A lot of stuff gets done. It's a great rescue episode. I dig it. I love the introduction of the Black Beetle. I love the fact that the reach of the villains, and this means it's a Blue Beetle central story. Now, just real fast, some of my favorite characters for the young guys. You have the Red Robin, who's currently Robin on the show, obviously, Tim Drake. I always loved Wonder Girl. Basically, Blue Beetle's one of my all-time favorites. Impulse, or when he's Kid Flash, whatever, he's one of my all-time favorites. Static, Superboy, #1 on that list. So, seeing these guys on this show, with the exception of Static, and who knows, maybe that was Static, big ups for me. So, again, I figure that's it. That's enough for you guys. This video went long because I had to discuss the state of the DC Nation. Still kind of sucks, by the way. But this is alertwolf. Tell you, click it up if you like it. Subscribe if you can. Comment if you must. And this is alertwolf signing out.